ask you, what is the status of Journey 3?
We are working on a script. They're working on a script for 3 and 4. There's no like official status, but it's one of those things we chip away at, and I'm gonna I think do a meeting on it next week. So we're still figuring it out.
I'm assuming Dwayne is a part of these.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is franchise Viagra.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, how is it when you're developing for 2 movies rather than 1? Is it one of these things where, you know, are you thinking about an overarching arc for the 2 films? Like,
yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of like a thing that's happening now. I mean, I've gotten in on meetings now on a couple things, and they're saying, well, what do you think about doing 3? What do you think about doing 2? I like it personally, and the reason I like it is because, you know, I'm pretty mellow. I'm a homebody, basically. I'm pretty chilled out. Ramping yourself up to get into this zone where it's like, okay, we're working 16 hours today. I got to hold very nice, beautiful people's feet to a fire and be like, we got to do it again. And like, even when everyone's tired, and being a little bit on top of it and being a little bit just, you get into a zone, man, where you're just such a detail Nazi. You are like zoned in like a very, very unique way. And I would rather just stay in the zone. If I'm gonna do 3 of them or 2 of them, I'd rather let's just do it, because it's hard to get there, and then it's hard to sustain. As soon as you get that release down, you're like, okay, I need like maybe a vacation, you know?
do you have an idea of titles or like log lines for these movies, or they're still really early?
No, we have a basis. Well, look, when we finished Journey 2, and we were like, I feel pretty good about this, and the movie then went on to do really well, you instantly kind of go like, well, this is what I would do. I would do this and this, you know, and based on the Jules Verne's works that we have. So we had concepts right away. And even for a movie like this, like you think about it, because you live in this world so much, where you're like, well, if you did do a sequel, it would be sort of like this. And you just think about that, because as you're thinking of a story, what you guys see is like the beginning, middle, and end of just this little thing. But, you know, to create it, I've got to go into their backstory, think about where they came from, think about what would happen after this. So a lot of times when you get into the creative bubble, you just kind of come up with other percolating ideas. So that's kind of what happened with Journey. You finished it, but you were like, well, this is a really interesting idea if we did this, and here's another really interesting
What are those ideas?
Well, I'm not sure I can say all that.
Do you have a title?
We have a title, yes.
You want to possibly share?
I don't think I can do that either.
You're being difficult with me. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm teasing you. You've made a few movies at Warner Brothers now. They are making about 1,000 DC movies in the upcoming future. Have you had any meetings about, I really love this DC character?
I've said those sentences out loud. I haven't got in and had meetings, but, look, for me, it's not just about signing on to do. Honestly, man, I can't just sign on to do any big brand. I can't do it. There's got to be something about the person and the character that I relate to, that I really, really understand inherently. And that's because for me, like, this stuff is really hard to make. It's tiring. It's just exhausting, right?
It's 2 years every day.
It's 2 years every day, and you're in it. And like yesterday, I was in a 6-hour VFX review. So it doesn't end until the movie is done. And to me, but that's like how you have strong authorship. You are signing off on everything. You are okaying everything. So, it's not just about like, well, they're going to make this movie now. Are you interested in that movie? It's more like, okay, I relate to that character. I understand that story. And there's people in the DC universe I absolutely do. But, I'm focused on finishing this movie right now, to be honest.
If you had the option of doing a DC movie next or Journey 3, what do you do?
It depends on which DC movie, I guess.
I'll leave you there.